Welcome to the last edition of the Geoff Fienberg Show of 2020 here on ftndaily.com. I, of course, am Geoff Fienberg. 1 week from tonight, we'll be breaking down Tournament of Champions. Teeing off late night Hawaiian golf vibes as at least I am here on the East Coast, where it will be mighty cold, although it's nice today. Not to play weatherman, but for the most part, it's been a pretty mild winter for all of us. Don't want to speak too soon. prizepicks.com, promo code FTN. I will be showing off my two-man Prize Picks power play here in a few minutes for week 17 in the National Football League. No early week football, at least in the NFL, to go over. We hit our Prize Picks banger last week of Alvin Kamara. I didn't see 6 touchdowns coming, and Kirk Cousins kept it simple with the 2-banger. We're going to do that again, the 2-entry power play. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code FTN, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection. No mass multis. You can multi-sport, with a college bowl game, or maybe make a little Rose Bowl NFL entry. College basketball, NBA is back. Lots of fun. Getting that done. Of course, as I've mentioned many times, site's a blast to use. I love making the multi-sport entries. I'll show off my power play in a moment. Rob, I did tease that a little too hard, I do feel. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code FTN. Check out my podcast with Mayo and Tim, or I should say Mayo's podcast with me and Tim. Just left a door open, and I'm in a basement, but I can get loud, so no need to wake any children or let them know that something fun is happening. I don't think they'd be too interested. Check out the pod I did with Mayo and Tim this week, breaking down week 17 in the NFL. Obviously, I probably embarrassed myself, but I hope, per usual, at least in my opinion, I embarrassed myself less than Tim Anderson. Feel free to get in on the chat, whether it be Periscope over at ftndaily.com. We'll be looking at those. Skylar Huck from FTN is going to join me. We're going to break down some of the fun PGA Tour props that are showing up as we are a week away from getting into the season. I made my first wager of the year. Normally I have major wagers. Yeah, major wagers. I have nothing this year. I think it's just sort of how the calendar worked itself out. I'm not really sitting with anything. Me and Mayo are going to break down majors, so I'll probably have something. I know Sky and Axis broke it down. You could check that. I should retweet that out. I did see that come across my feed from Axis. They talk some majors, so I'll maybe pick Sky's brain, but I'm going to save some of my major talk for Mayo, but some fun PGA props I'm going to get into with Skylar. And I've made, as I mentioned, my first PGA bet of 2021. I will share it here with you, and maybe I'll make more before this time is done. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code FTN, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. I will now give you my power play for the week. Let's have some fun. It's like my wife wouldn't know that I'm doing a show Wednesday at 10 o'clock. She's out working her side hustle. No, not like that, you idiots. Come on. Behave. And I'm putting the kids to bed and now coming to do a show, and she's calling to see if the kids are asleep, which they should have been a long time ago, but weren't, because they get extra TV time when it's just me. But yeah, no, she's got no clue. Where was I? Oh yeah, that power play. This will be fun. Fans of the show can mock this one, but I do like it. I don't mind it. We are going to roll on my two-man Prize Picks power play for this Saturday or Sunday in the NFL. 2 quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, over 14 points. Absolutely meaningless game. Darnold is going to clear this number. The Jets could actually win this game. He's fleet of foot. They'll just be going all out now. They're locked into number 2. I see the Jets playing harder than the Patriots. I don't know. I see Sam Darnold getting his 14 points, and what do you know? What do you know? Justin Herbert over 22 and a half. I don't think I've put Herbert on a single prize picks the entire year, but I believe in a meaningless game. They will make an effort potentially worth betting on. Well, Lynn's a doofus, but that they'll try to just secure him a couple rookie records. I think it's 340 yards to beat Andrew Luck's rookie passing yardage record. He already has the touchdown record. I think they're going to try to go for that passing yard record this week, and with that will come the touchdowns playing the backups. Maybe Rob can do me a favor because I should have looked. It's Wednesday night. It's late enough in the week where this might be a fair question. What is the weather supposed to be Sunday afternoon at Arrowhead? But I like Justin Herbert to get that one for me. You could make the joke like, where's Tua? Tua's was 15.5. It's a tough one. I'd be tempted to play the over because I don't think the Bills are going to show their full deck. I think the Bills will be playing starters and playing to win, but I don't think their McDermott is going to put out his A+ to a game plan in this game. Say that again. Sorry. So that's like a pretty nice day, all considering for January, right? I'm on the other side of how we do weather, so I'm having like a slow moment computing to what that means for me. And that's usually what I can go off of. But that doesn't sound so bad. That sounds like a pretty decent draw that will allow Herbert to get his. Yes, everyone's commenting. This could be the last time you see the hair. What can I say? Yesterday on the record, I put it at 62%. I'm probably going to be without hair next week. Waking up today, living today, another day. I will say that I've improved my chances of keeping my hair. I'm now at 50%. I'm now back to 50-50. I'm quite confident. I think if Lynn was staying, they would have announced that he's staying. I think silence for me is golden. I do believe that. Well, I haven't heard like the hard rumblings out of New York, like, they're, pretty much knowing Gase is fired. But I guess, now the Chargers are going to win 7 games, in my opinion, which is probably a small miracle. And I saw Mayo posted something recently. You could even watch it of me. It's primarily me, but like of him being 100% right about the Jets last spring, almost joking that they'd have the second overall pick and forced into a quarterback decision. And they're absolutely there. And the video goes long enough for me to make an ass of myself and try to give Adam Gase credit. But I will say, almost watching that, the Jets having gone 7-9 last year, it's some freaking miracle, right? That team won 7 games last year. Because I'd argue last year's roster is worse than this year's roster. So I don't know who deserves credit for the Jets winning those 7 games last year. It's clearly not Adam Gase, but yeah, that's still an accomplishment. As much as a doofus idiot as Gase is, that still feels like it's an accomplishment. In my opinion. Am I an SEO Ducks fan yet? Marty Mayfield asks. You know what, Marty? That's a freaking amazing question. And I'll tell you why. Because you're smart enough to know it's just part of the lifeblood now. The same way when like NC State was playing or TCU for LaDainian was in any of those big games, I would want to bet TCU because I'd just be there like, oh, LaDainian is literally at home right now watching this game, and I want LaDainian to be happy. Therefore, yeah, I'm by osmosis, SCO, cheering for TCU. Exact same USC, say Wolfpack, Phillip. That's a real deal thing. It's kind of hard with Gates, Kent State, Golden Flash. Played basketball more so than football, right? We know that story. I'm just massaging my like neck as my neck hurts. Whatever. I'm old as shit. At least feel it sometimes. Yeah, and Oregon looks cool. And they're playing in a game versus Iowa State. And I was looking at that today. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be cheering for Oregon. Herbert's going to be at home, and he's going to be cheering for Oregon. And I want Justin happy. That's part of how it works. How short will I be cutting my hair? It's not going to get bicked. It's not getting bicked, but it will be short. It will be short. It will be shaved. A 2, a 3. My wife like is finally realizing like this is a real thing. And I'm like, yeah, I said it. It's freaking real. It's just hair. She's not excited about it. You know, I don't have a ton of redeeming qualities. When I do my hair nice, that is one of them. That's out of the bag. I really do hope the organization just cares. They just care. They want to do, they want to great. Yeah, I'm on the Ducks wagon. Listen, I guess if I was an 80s child, I was born in the 80s, but if I considered myself a child of the 80s, like I would be a Ducks fan already, probably from Dan Fouts, but I missed that. I have no recollection of cheering for the Chargers with Dan Fouts. First quarterback I cheered for was Stan Humphries. Stan the Man Humphries. Thanks, Drewski. Yeah, listen, you guys bet. I'm sure you bet the Chargers thinking, oh, man. Or bet against them, giggling at my misery. That's fair. I like to think, listen, I guess it's a narcissistic thought. I don't consider myself a narcissist, but I guess this thought would mean that there are narcissistic tendencies. Like sometimes I think like people that I'm not even like friends with anymore in my life, or even like people that I don't get along with. No, that's not even a fair thing to say. Yeah, just people will like just see the Chargers lose and like laugh at me. I'm a fucking weirdo. What do you want from me? I'm not any crazier. You're just getting to know me better. That's the truth. I think. My opinion. Okay. Sorry, Scott. Making Scott feel old. Who's number 2, 3 for the next Chargers coach? I don't know what that means. Beeman. You guys see me my order? Brian Dabo, Eric Bieniemy. If they couldn't get any of those two guys, I would be pretty disappointed. But if they went defense, I would want Robert Saleh from San Francisco. I guess that is the question. Love you too, Scott. The Raptors got to get some wins. Tampa's not treating my Raptors. Not my Raptors. I cheer for the Raptors. They're the local NBA team. I don't really care for NBA. That's the truth. I don't know what to say. Well, I have a hard time watching it sometimes. But I'll watch the end of the games, and I always want the Raptors to win. And they came into existence when I was 10 years old. So I like them. Okay, that was a really weird segue, but let's talk some golf. Oh, I'm shaving my head next Tuesday. Sorry, Skylar, before Skylar comes in, next Tuesday. Here's the thing. On Monday, I'm going to be recording a Tournament of Champions show with Pat. I would probably just like to do it then. There's a high probability we could find out during our Monday morning recording, like in the middle of recording our Tournament of Champions show, that Lynn has been fired or hasn't been fired. I do think if he's fired, you just do it Sunday night. That being said, Chargers play 4:20 on the East Coast, 4:25, I guess we call them. On the East Coast on Sunday, that game will go to 7:30. From pretty much the end of that goddamn game through all of Monday, because I'm expecting an announcement, I don't think I'll sleep, and I'll literally just be refreshing the pertinent Twitter accounts. It's that important to me. I dropped into my head of football operations ownership blood DM contact because this is how important this is to me. I don't like to go in there. I seldomly go in there. I only go in there to literally glad hand because I don't want to burn that. I don't want to lose my right. I don't want to lose my access. There are times I don't want my phone near me because I'd be fearful of what I could type in there during an actual game when I'm angry. But I never do. But this coaching situation is so important to me that I had to literally risk losing that access to make my opinion clear. Piece of shit. Embarrassing. Embarrasses me. Okay. Let's do it. Time to talk some golf, because in a week, it's going to be golf for a hell of a long time. And not going to lie, the last week and a half is a bit refreshing with no golf. Because golf is all encompassing and it's nonstop. You got to be your NBA, NFL, MLB guy. You get a real off season and lets you decompress. Lets you decompress because the sweat can take a lot out of you. I'm passionate. I get emotionally invested. So it actually does. I'm not kidding. I am a mental midget though. So I do enjoy when there aren't actual events happening. But we're back and we're back next week and then we're not stopping for a long freaking time. Me and Pat start doing our show again Monday next week and then from literally it's go, go, go. Skylar Hook. FTN, daily, FTN bets, FTN golf expert, my guy. We're in a fantasy league together. We did that draft last week. I don't know. I feel like everyone who isn't me and Rick just has an advantage because they got a really good golfer to start. We can maybe break that down if we have time. Watch the podcast that we did. It's up on FTN. Under the Mayo feed, and it's and just check on Mayo's Twitter, Mayo Media Network. 2-part draft, 8 rounds, 7 of us, lots of fun. Could probably help you get ready for your draft if you're doing one with your buddies or strangers this week. See how we drafted. I don't know if we're setting industry ADP standards, Sky. I don't know if we have that sort of prowess, but welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, Geoff. Can get you out of some Chargers misery talk here and losing those luscious locks of yours and get ready for the golf year ahead of us. I know it is right though, to your point, the off season, it does feel it went by in a snap of a fingers and we're back at it, which is the luxury and the downfall sometimes of golf is, we're at it 48 weeks of the year pretty much, but I did miss some PGA Tour action and ready to dive into some unique props that are out there.
And I'll be a diva about it for a moment. Is in the past, even doing the show with Pat, once we got to week 1 of the NFL, or sort of once the Tour Championship ended, we weren't doing We weren't doing swing season shows, and we didn't this year. The difference is I took on some added things, whether it be here, odds checker. So I never like got away from it at all. And I'm happy to be doing those things. But in the past, like I really like, I don't know. I care so much, and I like sort of having a breather. I don't feel like I fully got it at all. But whatever, no one should give a shit. I'm excited golf is back, and we'll be right into this.
Oh, for sure.
Right into this. Yeah. Okay. So instead of really wasting time, it was brought to my attention, someone on Twitter. I tried to find the person to sort of thank them for bringing it to my attention, but I couldn't. And I looked in my DMs. I don't know if they deleted the message. I couldn't remember if it was a message or a DM. Yada, yada, yada. There's a very popular offshore sports book available to people on both sides of the US-Canada border. It goes by different names. When they pay you, you think that you swept their floor for a few months because like it shows up like a payroll receipt. When you pay them, it shows up weird, but I've never had an issue. And the one time I had a minor issue, it got resolved. So I'm not like saying be afraid of them. I'm just giving enough info so we all kind of know who we're talking about here. They have posted some interesting golf props for 2021, and lots of books have some things out there that are probably worth debating. But I never actually seen this before, and I threw it to Skylar, and I'm like, you know what? Let's like run the train on this tonight on my show. And what it is, it's under Golf Specials, PGA Tour Defending Champions. And it lists 9, 12, 15, 16 events, the guys that won them, and they give you an odd to repeat. And I have made a bet, and there could be two that I might hate when we got to the week, but I could be talked into making them again. So it's maybe a weird way to kind of like quickly like recap like a thought and a memory from that player winning, while also thinking, are they live? And I will acknowledge, I think if the player doesn't play, Sky, it's probably a lost wager, especially from this book.
That was my thought too. And I wonder with some of the boosts you may get if you take that risk in. But I mean, how often do you really see a defending champion not come back? I think, maybe once or twice a year. Like I remember Morikawa didn't go back to Barracuda, but of course he was in a better, alternate field event opportunity for him. So like that was one that stuck out. But like, some of these guys, you got to expect they're going to be back. So I think we talked this morning about the one that sticks out a lot that I pulled the trigger on as well. But the more I look through some of these, there's definitely some interesting numbers.
Yeah. So let's waste no more time, because the first one I actually think could come in as a very strong number, Sky. Cameron Smith to repeat as Sony Open champion, 50-1. Cam with that great, like for the Australian wildfires, was a great story in that moment. It felt like a year ago. It is pretty much a freaking year ago. 50-1, the darling of the Masters. I'm telling you, I'm not too familiar with what this field will be, but this could be 30-1, Sky. This could be a 30-1 number, and this is right out of the chute.
Yeah, I actually think this was one of the ones that stood out a little bit more. So I was able to pull historical odds from last year from where 80? They closed at. So he actually closed at 40 last year.
This is going to be 24 if the field. This could be 20. What's the field? Who's the best player going?
So last year, just for reference, there was 5 golfers under 20-1. JT was a clear favorite at 6-1.
He's going to play again. Shit.
So then it was Webb, Reed, Hideki, Morikawa were the 5 that played.
See, that's bad news, because I expect them all to be at the Tournament of Champions, because everyone you ran off won last year, and I expect, like, JT's got no, like, he's staying. Reed, they all strike me as guys that are going to double dip.
But how was Cam 40 last year, in that situation where I do think
he's off the radar, man. Oh, sorry. How, like 40 was short, you're saying?
Yeah, I think 40 short in that situation.
Yeah, with really nothing. No, was the ride not the President's Cup? He was pretty swaggy.
He came
Yeah, I
in
remember.
President's Cup, and then he T10 the Australian PGA Championship, which was a big event in that sense over there. But and then he comes in and wins that first event.
This might be a better bet than the one we made.
I mean, I think there's no
This might be a better bet than the one we made.
He's going to open shorter than 50s. I think that's a lot.
I would literally bet. I was gonna like try to reach for a Herbert card. I would literally wager that card that he's shorter than 50.
Yeah. Because so there's gonna be 45 guys.
He's gonna be. You just named those 6. He's probably in the next 3 names on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think a 33 at the worst, probably.
Win, little Cammy, the way the Masters was so late, people are gonna be ready for golf, dude. You could sell this bet. You could just make this bet and just be like to a friend, yeah, if he wins, I get 15 points, but you are 17 points. You can have it at 33 because it's 25 on the market.
Mm-hmm.
You could scalp this ticket.
So, I mean, and overall, I'm a Cam Smith fan. I know you talked about a little bit earlier how Axis and myself recorded a little majors pod this afternoon. And one of the tickets, actually, one of the guys I've bet, Cam Smith, I have 3 tickets across everything but the Masters at 150 for him.
Axis is in the chat saying he's 50 to win the Masters.
So, I mean,
he's 50 to win the Masters. This is Sony freaking Open.
I mean, Jeff, we got to pull.
I gotta.
We want to make it before anyone else bets it before us.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's easier for me to do what I need to do in terms of making a wager on my phone. So I'm just gonna stare down, and we can talk about the next one that they're offering. Geez, I don't know which order I'll go in, but I guess just in terms of time. Oh no. I'm going to try to do my best in terms of date. This is one will be quick.
Yep.
The American Express, which is the triple course.
Yeah.
Guys can shoot a 59. I forget what it used to be called.
It's went through a lot of them.
It's going through a lot, but recently
this was the Bob Hope, like way back in the day.
I should know that because my grandfather used to attend this. And has a picture with Bob Hope. 200 to 1, Andrew Landry. I don't need to waste another second. I'm just trying to. I don't really. Oh, I had Answer who came second. That's my memory of this.
Yeah, event. I think I might have had a Scheffler who blew up on Sunday. If you remember, Landry had like a 5-shot lead, and then it got all the way back to like tied, and he birdied the last 2. Like it was a crazy one. But
it is, and this one's always on like a NFL like AFC NFC Championship Sunday. Or a big like second round playoff. So honestly, it kind of gets lost on me. Sorry, I used all my money in this account to make the earlier bet because the odds are kind of shorter on that one. So
yeah, mine's the under the review.
So
you get the blue colors.
Again, if you're just jumping in, a popular offshore book that goes by 2 names has golf specials. It's called Defending Champions, and they have odds for about 17 winners of events last year on if they can repeat. So right now, me and Skylar are just running through those, and I'm trying to deposit because I'm betting. And I should probably put more money in because I'm recording with Mayo soon, Major Talk, which I'm really not. Yeah. I don't have good numbers. I'll have nothing like last year showing off tickets, what have you. But I don't know. I'm not overly concerned because in my mind right now, just the best players in the world are going to win. They're big tournaments, but maybe, I don't know. I don't want to pick your brain on those yet. Mark Leishman, 80 to 1, Farmers Insurance. I don't want to bet this, but I think this will be shorter.
So Leishman last year was 50 to 1
I hit it
when he won.
I hit it.
I think, this was, he was
my first win of many in 2020. This got me off the mat, and then we were fire.
So
that could be an annoying statement because a lot of
hey, last year. That's good. That's a good thing, man.
No, as we're going through, it's good memory. I don't even remember who he dueled on Sunday. but he hit every
So,
freaking putt. That was
yeah.
like an insane 7 to 11 foot par putt, unstoppable force
Yep.
on Sunday at Torrey Pines. Yeah, I don't know. He lost his form, but he's got a bit of it back. But I'm not making this bet.
So it was Rahm, Snedeker, and Rory that were inside the top five that week. So I mean, he held them off. You know, I think he won by one to those guys. And I mean, yeah, that's the intriguing thing is what Leishman shows up next year. Is it the one that finished 2020, or I guess in the way you say finish, quote unquote, but that Masters performance was, you know, something that I don't think anybody projected. But I don't know if I'm ready to say I need to bet that right now. I much prefer the Cam one, even if you tell me Leishman's going to be
Yeah,
50 to
exactly. I
1,
don't. Yeah,
like,
he might be playing better, but I'm
yeah.
not ready to say Leishman's going to win an event. That field has a lot of questions. It is the host
Mhm.
U.S. Open site. Yeah,
Do you think more come because of that, or do you think they hold off? It goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways. It's a big prestigious event. It's Torrey Pines. I think these guys have played it enough where they can at this point know what the USGA's mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't know, but these guys are one phone call away from like knowing.
For sure.
You know, what do you think's gonna happen with 14? They'll get
Yeah,
an answer that's probably 80% accurate, weather
for sure.
dependent. You know,
Yeah, I think that
I
was
think
the
they go. Although Rory has already said he's not.
and
Um,
JT.
and there's a lot of overseas blood money to take that week that
Yep.
guys are gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but we can move along. I've just punched in my Cameron Smith to win the Sony Open future.
There we go. Can't wait.
Let's go. Woo!
All right, what's next? Phoenix? That's the next one on the schedule, right?
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't. I don't know that I got a weird order here, but yeah, Phoenix, Webb Simpson. That felt right before the Super Bowl. He took it from Finau. Playoff. You hate this event goes to a playoff right before the Super Bowl, like a 70% rate. It's
Yep.
kind of annoying. Webb hit the putts. He hit the putts. He hit that like uphill 18 footer, 15 footer
Twice.
to force twice. And then he had the same putt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony. I'm not making this bet though. I'm not making this bet. Like, give me Hideki at like 22. I don't know if they'll go there, but
Yeah, I
no,
mean, so if you look last year, Rom and JT both played this, who were 1-2 in odds. Webb was third at 14 to 1. Because his history here, I mean, is very, very good. Of course, the
yeah.
win then last year.
Fowler and Hideki, the
Yep.
history.
They were 16. Both of them were 16. Xander was 18. And then there was a large jump. The rest of the guys were 30 to 1 plus.
Guess what? I'm not running. This is a really dumb bet. But what I'm going to say contradicts the Cam Smith bet. But Cam Smith is 50 to 1, and he's going to be 30 to 1, 35 to 1. I'm not running to bet a guy at 16 to 1 when I'm confident like JT and Rom are showing up.
Yeah.
I'm not like Ron. I'll run to bet 50 because I think that can get cut in half.
Yep.
But if I miss Webb at 16, he goes off at 14, and I want to bet him that week, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
Although we did bet a short odd guy. So if I'm not going to
there's a reason
too
why
hard at what will be a strong field.
Yep.
Naturally. So maybe you could throw that in my face, but Webb Simpson isn't the guy we bet.
No, and one of the things that I want to get better at next year is if I think the number is a good number to bet, not be scared to do it in the teens. You know, that's something that I think, or even in the, under 28.
Got to do it, man. I hit so
to.
many goddamn winners from like 20 to 35 just because that's where the winners were coming.
Yep.
They're too good. There's too many good players. The winners are not falling back. To me, we had one outlier, and it was Kokrak of a strong field pulling off that CJ Cup. There's no event that had a world ranking cluster where an also middle pack player won. Not a chance. Yep. You could argue the Berger win at the start, but by the time the season ended, Berger is he's a U.S. team all-star option player, so he's not that also ran.
Yep.
Okay, let's be quick because we could have way too much fun. Would Genesis be next?
So let's see PGA Tour schedule. They go from there. They go to Pebble, but I don't think they have a
No, we got Pebble.
Big-
Nick Taylor, 200 to 1. I don't care. That deserves a. That was for a while, as I just mentioned, that Kokrak win. The Nick Taylor win was. We didn't have many outliers last year. Good players won tournaments. This was a bit of a surprise. I don't even remember it. Even though he's Canadian, I should. I don't have any memory.
Yeah, I mean, what it was 200 to 1. I think he won at 200 to 1 at least. Yeah, I mean, he played excellent that week. I don't even think it was really all that close, but yeah, not for
I'm
me
now
chasing
coming back.
anything
Yeah, it
there.
was a big win, like
Let's
multiple
see.
strokes.
Where did he? I want to see if we can get his odds. Yeah, I think he won at 125 that week. So
I don't care. I'm not betting.
no, we can just throw that one out.
This.
The on the site, the order is so messed up. I'm trying to just go on the PGA Tour tournament.
Yeah,
So
me
I'll just
too.
tell you
We
the
could
tournament.
maybe just follow their site, but I'm trying to go in order. And
Here, I'll tell you the tournament. You tell me if they have it. Genesis.
Yeah, so that's Adam Scott at 33 to 1. My memory of this was this might have been the number, or 35. Or maybe it was 40, like it opened at 40 and maybe closed around 30. I just was like, no, like Adam Scott to me is the only player in the world who could not play for that extended period of time, drop out of a helicopter and win a tournament with this like field, because he's the man. I didn't want to bet on it though last year. I wasn't there. But people were, and people hit this, and this is the probably exact same number. I don't know. I don't think, where are you going to see him before this, though, that this number won't be available again?
Yeah. So he closed. So I'm using golf odds. So like Jeff Sherman on Twitter, he has historical odds, closed him at 30 to 1 last year. To your point, I can't imagine he shows up I guess if he wants to play Torrey, that would be the.
Is he playing next week or no chance? He's way too cool for.
They haven't given the official
payday, like for just on an island like Hawaii. Hawaii's too low rent for a guy like Adam Scott.
He was posting like model pictures.
If they played in the Maldives, Adam Scott would show up, but Hawaii's like too public of a fancy place for a guy like Scott.
Yeah,
I'm just making my perceptions there. I love what I do with Adam Scott in my head because I think he's the goddamn man.
Oh,
he
for
slays. Sure. That's like literally all there is. And like a legendary slayer and the man.
Yep.
The man.
He was posting like model pictures on his Instagram last week, just looking great.
I wish, oh my God, I would be... If he could go back to his early career, like Burberry sponsorship, I would melt, Sky. I would melt. I think it's 33 to 1 on opening release because he hasn't played since, but he gets respect. The field is strong though, and it's Tiger's event. So they're not just going to let him be 20 to 1 when everyone's there and they haven't seen him in forever.
For sure. Yeah, I think that number will be right around what you see. I agree.
So where are we next? Mexico?
So the next one we would head to, I guess I don't think they have Puerto Rico open. It's the same week as the Mexico. Yep.
Patrick Reed 28 to 1. Winner.
This was your week. Yeah, you had Bryson with him too, right?
Pardon?
You had Bryson who was fighting with him too. I thought that week. You had like 1 and 2.
I did. I don't remember, but I do remember I had Teeter in the Puerto Rican who lost.
That was heartbreaking. We all had that.
Yeah, but that just would have been nice because Hovland's gonna get like 15 of those, and Teeter just would have been great. Would have just kept whatever. We don't need to lament that. I think I hit Patrick Reed at 30 or 33 to 1.
Yeah, there were some 40s.
The guy was in it late at Farmers. I remember last year. Maybe one of the reasons I was like, no, we're liking this. I just, in a world in a WGC where he's always disrespected and all the big players are there, there's no way this is shorter than like 26. Even if he's got to win Torrey Pines for this to be shorter, or TOC. But I would say even if he like does amazing at TOC, by the time we get here, he's hated again. So this is the same number, maybe a little higher. It's a WGC. Everyone's there. So Reed's still the 10th, 12th guy listed on the board, even playing well.
Yep. No, I agree. He was 40-1 last year at golf odds when this closed. So, I mean, I guess in my head, that's right about the number that becomes an auto pull on Reed.
Yeah, Mayo says that all the time too.
Yep.
The second they like get real sloppy with Reed, that's when you gotta just always pounce. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to pull the trigger, but
no, 28, no week chance of right now.
I might bet on week of. Who knows?
Yep, for sure.
So this is where Daddy gets hot. Daddy was at his father-in-law's watching Patrick Reed win in Florida, and then we were at the DFS Open, Honda Classic the next week. I don't hate this one, Sky. 33-1, Sung J M. I think this is the number we might have cashed. We might have even cashed 28. I don't exactly remember. Low 30s, high 20s. My memory says Brooks Koepka and Tommy Fleetwood were the two best players in that field. It's not a strong field. Players are afraid of PGA National. Seen it with my own eyes. They can get crunked there. And I had an amazing time. I can't wait to hopefully, well, it won't be 2021's a shit show. Still 33. This is strong. This could literally be 2018. He could be the third guy on the board when we play this golf tournament.
Yep. I think we're in unison there. So last year, he closed at 30-1. It was Brooks, Fleetwood, Ricky, Rose, Woodland, Louis, Hovland, Horschel, who were listed shorter than.
Okay, so he's the fourth best player after Hovland, then maybe, and that might be the same. In our circle, could argue him is better than Hovland, and we should whatever. Who cares? This could be a bet.
Yeah, I would. Bet. He's not going to open, I don't think, at 33.
This could be a bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you and Kenny Kim were just living it up, celebrating these tickets.
There are a lot of us there. Yeah, I was hanging with Mac Hughes' mom. That was the last slice of life before the world changed.
Oh, man.
That really was. So we got back. We wouldn't have gone to Florida a week later. Like, my wife wouldn't have let me. Things kind of happen fast, and people like to make their jokes, which I can laugh at. Like we were a super spreader event right before she went down.
Yep.
But I don't know. I had a blast.
For sure. I'm bummed it's gonna not happen next year. It makes sense, but I'm gearing up. Got another year to get my golf game back in shape.
We're having too much fun and moving too slow, but the winners kept coming.
Yeah. But so Sung Jae's a bet. Yes.
Yeah. Ty Hatton 30, Arnold Palmer. Hit it last year, but I'm not making this bet.
No, that was a fun win, though. I mean, that was a really, really fun Sunday. Remember how difficult they made that? I mean, Honda was difficult too, but people got just killed at the API. Yeah. What did happen?
I don't know.
50-1 he closed last year. Good people. A lot of people show up to API.
I mean, 30. That'll be the number, right?
Yeah. I don't have interest in pulling that. I really like.
He's gonna be. Is he at the Tournament of Champions? Maybe he's gonna play the Alfred Dunhill Links. I assume is still gonna be happening early in the year. There's a chance for him to show us that form is carrying over, and maybe is a good number. This is a hard course. I'm not ready to commit. I'm ready to commit to Sung Jae, and I love Hatton, but that field is a lot stronger just because of the API and where it lands. Playing Honda means you're really going to have to play a lot of golf if you've played the WGC and with some of the big players and some big daddies coming up. I don't know.
I agree. Funny, it's hard to look at. It's a difficult conversation because I think both of us really like this golfer. I know you absolutely love this golfer, but it was Rory 5-1. The second golfer was Tommy at 16-1 coming off that second place finish. Like, it was crazy that the gap there, but there was just people littered 20-40. But Tommy, what's Tommy going to do next year? Can we stop a second and just?
I don't know. We don't really have a ton of.
I guess you're right.
I did draft him in the league.
Yeah, I know you did.
I don't know. He sent out like an "I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied" message, which is good for me. Listen, he's a young family. The year kind of became a clusterfuck. but he's very self-aware. Like, what the fuck? I'm not closing in North America. This is now like bullshit.
Yeah.
He's, I mean, we remember, was it Portugal? He missed like a 4-footer in a playoff. That's, and this one, I mean, we hit Sung Jae, and I'd have been happy to watch Tommy win, but I'm happy I got that one, and it feels like there's another one. We can lament that another time. What is next?
Let's keep rolling. So after you go to API,
we'll be at the Heritage on the real schedule, right?
Yeah, because we didn't have the players. They didn't have the match play. No Corrales, no Valero at that time. They don't offer the majors in this sense. I guess there is that. So would we go to Heritage? Yep.
Webb Simpson 12-1. I mean, this is the week after the Masters. This is the Webb baby. We hit 28 last year. What a crazy number, all things considering. No, just no. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe Webb. No. Just no
chance.
No.
To get the 20s that were on there though, that was because he missed the cut the first week. Overreaction City, and then easy game.
What's next?
So if we go after the Heritage, we are going to, I guess these tournaments didn't happen. Valspar, Wells Fargo, Charles Schwab, do they have?
Yeah, we do. Berger 25. What a great win. I will say the 2021 Charles Schwab field will not be nearly as hard as the field out of COVID, where everyone just wanted to get going, or the majority of guys, it was a superstar WGC type kind of power packed field. I love Berger. We debated it in the draft show. Go find it on the Mayo feed. I think to guys like me and you, the injury bad year is the outlier. The norm is a guy that's going to be contending to be a U.S. Ryder Cup, President's Cup player. Like, so, but I don't know. I'm not making this.
No, he won at 80-1 that
what
week.
A freaking win.
He was so, like not emotional, but like so confident.
Yeah, that was
post-press I
was surrounding that board.
Yeah.
Xander, and I didn't even get in the playoff because I had Xander and Bryson, and they both missed the playoff, and people had Morikawa who missed a short putt in that playoff. But he got his wins. Don't worry about him. He's good. Happy, thrilled for Berger. Didn't get him in the Masters. Let's keep going.
Okay, so next one.
We'll get him in next year's Masters, but his world ranking would automatically have him in that Masters. And wonder what his Masters number is.
Talk about the next one. I'll pull it up. Memorial.
There's a number there. It's John Rahm 16-1. You can make the case like the one we bet that this isn't much different, Sky.
No,
this isn't much different.
What was the number you bet? This was like your huge week.
Live. I got this at like live 50 or 8, some huge live. Oh, no,
this was the one you were going on all the podcasts saying they let it
was
too
Chicago.
Big.
Live was something later. This is the one where he cleared like 20, 22, 24. And I was like, whoa, stop the clock. You guys are out of your minds. There's sound bites. I did the radio rounds, and when you hit the winner, you do the shows, and they like cut it to post it on theirs. There are plenty of those. I don't know. I have like the model nerd friends of mine like laughed at the pick, but hey, Rahm winning the Memorial 16-1, not a bad number because it's probably so hard to guess where those guys will sit, but I don't hate this. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I guess it makes me pause after what we're going to say in a couple tournaments here, but I feel better about maybe the player and the other number being 2 points bigger. But I wouldn't fault anyone for betting this Rahm number. To answer your previous question, Berger is 40 for the Masters.
Okay, what's next? We gotta power through this.
So Memorial, there was no Canadian Open, US Open. Is there a Travelers number? Do we have a DJ Travelers?
Yeah, 10-1. 12, nothing to say other than it was like 28 or 30-1 last year.
Yeah, looking back, reflecting on numbers, there's some good winning numbers. You guys had that one too, right?
Yeah, and that was just okay. You guys, you're
easy game.
30-1. Like, what's the matter with people?
Yeah.
Nothing to say. Dustin's the man. If you want to do it, do it.
So this is I have paused at this number because who's going to show up to the Rocket Mortgage Classic outside of Bryson?
I just don't want to lay the amount of money required to make me like care about having this bet pending. Bryson at plus 900 to win Rocket Mortgage is going to go off at 5 or 650. That's happening. That's happening. But I don't care. This isn't enough. Maybe it's an undisciplined thing because I'm making other bets to not make this one that it's good. But let's go.
Yeah, because 6-1. Because the one thing I will say before we roll to the next one is when you look at numbers, of course, it's hard to like conceptualize the percentage, but him opening at 6-1 and him being 9-1 right now, that percentage difference of win equity is pretty significant.
Yeah, and it's a 30% number. But yeah, geez.
Like, but I hate to tie up.
I mean, I think Cam Smith we're getting about a 30% bump.
Yeah. So like,
except I don't have to lay out the type of coin required to make this bet. That's just sort of my problem with it. What's next?
Okay, so after Rocket, we didn't have John Deere, Barbasol, the Open. Is there a 3M Michael Thompson number?
Yeah, 150. There? Bullshit. No, it can make it. They can make it $1 million. I wouldn't bet it. Let's go. Move on.
Yep. Okay. After 3M, we didn't have the Olympics. Will slide in. There's not Barracuda list. There's not a Barracuda listed, is there? They don't have Lewinsky. All right. So we come to our next one that makes us pause. The FedEx St. Jude Invitational.
Yeah, this is us. We'll be brief. Justin Thomas, 18-1. Very well be the number one player in the world. It is a WGC, but that's the bet. That's the bet. Justin Thomas on a driver. I mean, we like Brooks there. Lost to Brooks back there last year, but this place will suit Justin forever. So,
yep.
I would take a 10-year bet on Justin at 18-1 on this course if they let me. So I'll at least make it for 2021.
Yep. And he won at 12-1 and no Axis cast this one last year. Like this was
he won at 12.
He won at 12 last year is where he closed.
Thank you. Yeah.
They're giving us money. They're giving us money.
I like this more than Rom. There's more like variables of a shit show trouble at Memorial.
Agreed.
Than there is here too. Granted, the fields will probably be equal. Granted, there's a lot of water here that can end you. There's like shit show trouble at Memorial. If you're just like a little off and not dialed in, you could get around here. Remember the shit Justin pulled off from trouble here last year, like off the tee coming home?
Brooks tickets. It was killer.
Yeah, killed them. All right. We got like 2 minutes. So let's, what's next?
Let's see. Wyndham. Do we have?
Yeah, there is. Jim Herman.
Jim Herman.
50, they can make it $1 million pass.
Yep. Same thing. And then we get Northern Trust and BMW Championship.
I saw Northern Trust. Dustin at 10.
I mean, it's the same thing as the other, right? But
I'd rather the Travelers at 12 than Northern at 10.
I guess. Field. Yeah, for sure. Because you're now starting the playoffs at the Northern
you're playing
Trust.
like Bubba at the Travelers versus everybody at this. Yeah, no, easy.
And do they offer BMW Championship?
Yeah, they do. Different. It's John Rahm, and it's 12-1. So whatever.
No, I mean that's going to be at Caves Valley.
I don't know.
I'm not as so Liberty National is Northern Trust.
We made some bets that are far away, but that one's so goddamn far away.
That is, yes. So quick run it back. What we pulled: Cam 50, Sung 30. So Cam 50 at Sony, Sung J 33 Honda, JT 18-1 for St. Jude, and I'm going to think about that Bryson one. See if we can find something under the pillow tonight.
If they'll let me parlay it, I could maybe do something with it with the NFL this week or a bowl game.
Okay.
I'm not willing to go there, but you're right. I've made the 2 bets, Cam and JT, and I'm going to bet Sung J now. I'm going to bet it. Well, I'm going to close the show, and then I'm going to bet Sung J, and that's kind of embarrassing, and I'm going to go into a majors record with Pat, and I'm not going to have a single major future placed, and I'm going to tell Pat that I've got to bet on Sony and the Honda, brother. He's going to look at me like I'm maybe from another planet.
Yep.
But then I'll tell him that like JT bet, and I think he'll want it too. So
absolutely.
I'll probably message him right now.
Yep. Amen. This was fun, Geoff. I appreciate this. Is a good close into the year.
Yeah. Thank you, Skylar, joining me because I won't be doing a show on Friday, New Year's Day. Anyway, FTN. FTNdaily.com, prizepicks.com, promo code FTN. I think that's what I was trying to say. Use the promo code, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. Make your multi-sport college football, NFL entry this weekend. I showed you mine earlier. It is a two-man power play. It is just NFL quarterbacks. Giggle away at it. Herbert over 22.5 in what looks like a nice day in Kansas City, as I do think they will try to let him set some records and air it out a bit. And against a gone home Patriots team, Sam Darnold is going to clear that 14 number. He is going to mock me on the internet if Darnold doesn't do it. I got nothing else. FTNdaily.com. Get in on it. Promo code BOLT. We're going to be having a lot of fun with the golf. We had a lot of winners last year. Plans to try to do it again, but be patient. But this will be sort of the beginning of FTN starting a year with golf. From the onset. So I'm super excited for that. Sky, Axis, Drew, the guys, they're going to crush it. You're going to want to get in on this content over at FTN. Happy New Year, everybody. Party safe and responsibly. I'm out.